Good morning, YouTube, you sexy mamma jammas. It's been a little while since you've done a pre-trip with me, hasn't it? But let me show you how pretty Blue looks now after his wash yesterday. It looks a lot better. All the mud's off. You can see the black frame now. Old drive tire, new drive tire. Yeah, I'm gonna get those switched out here in the next couple weeks so we all match. Get my tire beater here. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. About 8:15 or so. A little behind of where I want to be. But we're good. It's gonna be a long drive day. This love's here. I don't know if you can tell the grade of the ground, but both sides of parking is kind of like downgraded towards the middle of the row. So when you're in your sleeper, you are kind of leaning towards the front. Not horrible, but that's why you got a handful of drivers out here that just nosed in. And in this spot, there's plenty of room to allow that, but nobody likes to be leaning forward like they're going to feel like they're going to fall out of their damn bed at night. Like I said, it wasn't the hardest of lanes, but it's still more than we want to deal with, right? He's clean, he's happy, and he's ready to go off on this 1,100 miles that we got to run still. Been keeping an eye on these tire treads. Now we're approaching 70,000 miles since I got them changed, and they're wearing really good. That 3-axle alignment we did when we got those was worth. Still holds true. And again, the wear is pretty even all around. I like it. Oh, and somebody in the comments yesterday told me, you know how I said I got the Goodyear LHS on the steers, and I got 4 LHDs on the drives. I figured out I kind of figured out process elimination. What I said, I believe the S was for steers and the D's were for drives. The LH actually stands for long haul. That's what somebody told me in the comments. So I'm just going to trust it because I don't know any other. So, all right. We're going to get no fuel here. We're going to get fuel in Meridian. Meridian's the cheapest along the route. We're 300 miles from there. We'll fill up there and then keep on going. Thanks for being here, y'all. Appreciate all the support. I got to get today's video finished uploading and get it live for the members, and then y'all will see it at 4:30. After I got done editing last night, it was like 11:30. I was tired. I went to sleep. I let it render while I sleep. I usually render it and upload it when I sleep, but I'm uploading it now. So let's get to getting. Thanks for being here. Let's see what this trucking world has in store for us today, shall we?
Crack a monster, greet the sun. Big Blue's humming, ready to run.
All right. So before, I know there's a couple of you out there that's going to catch it, but like, yo, before you even comment saying, well, how you doing a proper pre-trip when you don't even have your lights on? I'm like, hey, shut up, Linda, okay? Shut up, Linda shirt, available in the shop. Yeah, you're right, I didn't have the lights on when I walked around with y'all, but I don't know. I realized when I was in the rear of the trailer, when I was looking, back there chatting with y'all, looking at that bumper, the DOT bumper, how it was bent in, and I noticed I didn't have the lights on then, so when I stopped the recording, I went back around, checked all the lights. Lights are good. So don't worry about that. I just didn't have it on video. But I wasn't going to go back to the front, turn the lights on, and then come back around again. So not while on video anyways. Anyhow, we're going, and we're going around the bypass on Shreveport. Shreveport 20 still closed from 19 to 26. All trucks need to get off at 11 and take the 220 around. And we'll get back on right around the 27, 28, somewhere in that window. And then we're going to keep heading west. We have 1,021 miles before we reach destination. We're about 600 miles or so from Atlanta. The idea is to hopefully we can get to the other side of Atlanta tonight. I want to be on the northeast side of Atlanta on 85 before I stop tonight. That's the goal, but we know how Atlanta is. And I'd rather deal with Atlanta tonight versus in the morning. Well, I guess either time through Atlanta sucks ass, but we'll find out if that's possible. We gotta have a flawless day. We gotta have a good time. We gotta keep the door closed and just keep it in the wind, right? So, but we are going to stop and get fuel here in about 300 miles or so in Meridian, Mississippi. Like I said, that's the cheapest fuel along the route. It's $2.70 there is what our price is. $2.70 something. It's in the 270s. So I still don't know what this body of water is here in Shreveport. It's like it's a big lake. It'd be cool to have some lake property up around this area. Nice houses over there. Money houses, money. Those are probably multi-million-dollar homes. Anyhow, we're going, guys. We're on the highways. We're on the byways. The video's uploading. Hopefully the connection stays strong enough while we're traveling. And today's vlog will be up for the members in about another hour or so. Hopefully. I don't know. I can't really see the screen over there, but it's uploaded. Once it's processed and completed, I'll make it live for members, and then of course 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it goes live to the rest of you. Let's keep going. All right, we just filled up. We got a little over 100 gallons. Our savings saved us $110. I like that. Still got about 7 minutes for our 30 to go off. Walked inside. We got a couple steak tacos, some monsters, and a bag of pork rinds. So we're back in the truck now. Like I said, we still got 7 minutes left before our 30's up. So we'll go in yard move. Type in move spots. And we're going to leave the fuel island. We'll park over here to the side. Even though there's nobody behind me at the fuel island, doesn't mean somebody may not just be driving through wanting to shoot forward and go into the store. Because parking all the way out here just to go to the store and use the restroom or whatever is a little excessive, to be honest. But we're going to park right here on the edge, because there's one spot here on the end, and we'll be able to pull straight the hell out when we are ready to go. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I just got up and went, because like I said, I felt a little bit later than I wanted to be. Once our 30 is up here, we'll have a full 8-ish, something like that. How much? We use like a little over 3 to get here, so after all right, back to off duty. Come on. Off. Save. Yeah, we got 4 minutes left. So steak tacos. That's the lunch. And we'll gnaw on the pork rinds and get back on the road. So I need to start focusing. We'll be crossing over to Eastern time, even though it's 12:50 now. It's technically it's 1:50. That's the time I just thought hit my head a little bit ago. I need to focus on Eastern time. So technically it's 10 minutes till 2 East Coast time. That's what I need to focus on. I'm probably driving about 9 or so. I want to get on the other side of Atlanta. That's kind of the idea. Hopefully Hopefully, we'll see what happens. All right, y'all. We've been driving. We nonstop. I haven't even set the laptop up today. No drive footage or nothing like that. But we are in Alabama now. 60 miles from Birmingham, and then we're at that point about I think 110 miles to Atlanta. We're 291 miles from the Loves that we chose to stop at on the northeast side of Atlanta up 85. GPS says 4 hours and 22 minutes to get there, which will be there about 9 o'clock Eastern time. I have 5 hours and 14 minutes left on my drive clock. Now, I'm not sure if the GPS is factoring in possible delays or delays of traffic in Atlanta or even Birmingham or construction, all that crap. I don't think it does. I think it just calculates as if it's like traffic free shit and you're going 70 miles an hour. But I've been going 73, setting the cruise and maintaining it most of the time. But there's still times, of course, you get assholes that want to pass you going to 78 and slow down to 72 in front of you. Like, bitch, shut up, get out of my way. You ain't the speed police. Get away from me. You leave me alone. So I don't know. We'll see. I am worried about. Of course I am. We're at Birmingham and Alabama or Atlanta. Birmingham typically isn't too bad, but right now it is 3:47 Central Time. So we're an hour away. It'll be right at 5 o'clock traffic going through Birmingham. So we'll see how bad it is. I mean, just like any city around traffic time, it's going to be a little rougher than usual. So maybe by the time we get to Atlanta, it'll be after 7 or a little after. Maybe it won't be as bad. Maybe. I don't know. Let's hope so. Let's hope not. Decent drive though. I mean, it's sunny. It's not clear blue skies, but there's like a layer of clouds, but not like storm clouds or nothing. It's just a layer of clouds. Let me get over. I see people in my rearview mirror right now, and I'm clear of that truck. Oh yeah, I get behind you, and you want to get in the left lane. You're going too damn slow for the left lane, buddy. Whatever. It's what it is. All right, we're going to keep on trucking. We'll see how far we get and what kind of crap we run into, because my calculations from where we're stopping, I'll be about 4 to 5 hours away from delivery. And if it stays that way, I'm going to have to get out right on my 10 just so we can make the noon delivery that was adjusted for us in the beginning of this load, which is why I'm making this day a long nonstop drive day, just because they worked with me to get the times in the time areas that I needed it to be to make it work. So I need to do my part and not fail the load under normal conditions. There is oh shit things to happen, so we need some of that oh shit or the shit happens times that someone coined it, which is right. But we didn't do no shit happens time on this one. I was like, here's what I can do it in, and let's make it work. So we did. I may have lost an hour this morning, but you know what? I won't lose no more. It is what it is. So anyway, let's keep on going, y'all. Well, we made it through Birmingham without a problem. That was good. So that's pretty good. We're now about 107 miles before we hit 285 to go around Atlanta. We are 182 miles away from the Loves that we put in to stop at. I don't remember the town. 2 hours and 45 minutes to get there. But I did check on it a few minutes ago. I clicked on the stop and said prediction lot is full. Reported an hour ago. But this is east, right? That spot's got 114 spots. This is the east. Everything fills up around 3 o'clock. What's going on up here, big boy? Where are you? Okay. Why are you doing what you're doing? And if you're doing that, why are you in the middle lane going 60 mile an hour? Why? Okay. So hopefully, I mean, I do know that we have what we need versus what we got. We got about a 45-minute buffer, which meaning I got 45 minutes more on my clock that I can use if I need to search for parking. But again, that's as of right now. We haven't got to Atlanta. We don't know what Atlanta's going to be like, right? So I guess we'll figure that out when another 106 miles. And then when we hit 285, it'll be about, what time is it now? It's 5:21. It's 6:21 Eastern time. So by the time we get there, it'll be about 8 o'clock. Maybe it'll be clear. We'll find out then. It's a big surprise for both of us. Well, we're a little closer to Atlanta, but I just remembered I didn't tell y'all. I bet I did. This could be a lot of things, but I bet I did something specific today that a lot of you wouldn't do, or even couldn't do for that matter. I turned down a load for $6,400. $6,400 even. And it was only 10,000 pounds. From North Carolina to Oregon. Now, there's multiple reasons of why I turned it down. It wasn't because I had 13 stops. It wasn't because it was like 3,000 miles. It was like two and change per mile. So, I mean, it was a good rate. It wasn't because it was going to take 7 days to complete. Because 6,400 in 7 days is still a good gross. Decent gross. The biggest thing is because I know getting out there, I'm going to wind up grabbing a freaking 45,000 pound load for a quarter of a mile just to get back. Just because there's nothing else. But after talking to my little buddy, he pointed something else out too. It's getting to that time of year to where chain laws are going to be kicking in. Now, there's no particular date when chain law begins. We know that. It's all weather dependent. But that Northwest, the whole northern part of the country, the Colorados, Idahos and Dakotas, all that crap, all that stuff is, you just never know when a random freaking snowstorm is going to pop up and all of a sudden, boom, chains in effect. I ain't got a chain on the truck, and I won't have a chain on the trucks. If it gets to the point to where I have to have a chain, this truck ain't moving. I promise you that. So, I will avoid the states that require chains at certain times of the year during those times of the year. But I'm curious though. Would you have taken that $6,400 run? I'm just curious what you would have done. I forget what part of Oregon. I forget the specific details. I think it was cabinets or something, but it was a very light load. Had a bunch of stops. I think it was 12. 11 or 12, somewhere around that window. And those ain't very bad. I mean, you just stop. It's not like you're unloading yourself. You just stop and you back up to a dock, they unload their part, and you just gotta be back there and make sure they're grabbing their shit and nobody else's shit, and then take pictures after every stop, re-securing the load and all that. Not that big of a deal. $6,400. And the advantage when you're in Mercer, you get half that money as soon as you connect to it. So an instant $3,200 in my bank. Now, afterwards, I'm like, I probably should have. This is like a couple hours later. I'm thinking about it like, man, I probably should have for these reasons here. I didn't dawn on me that this was Labor Day weekend. which is why the board has been so slow for the next couple of days, which is why I haven't found a follow-up yet. So I'm looking for a weekend load that would gather me on until Tuesday. And there's a couple of them still for tomorrow I can pick up and deliver up until Tuesday going to Houston. It's an equipment load. It's I think they said they were skid steers or whatever they're called. I'm pretty sure that's the machine he said. All I know is we got to go in there and put 2 straps on each of them. There's 4 of them, and there's 2 different trips or 2 different loads. One going straight to Houston and one going to Houston and then going up to Buda. But what I could do, it's just the rate is just crap, and it's 290 mile deadhead for me to get, which isn't really that big of a deal. I'll drive out tomorrow after I drop this load off, pick it up Friday. I could be in Houston on Saturday after that, and then spend the couple days there, the holiday with my whatever, cook out and all that shit. But it's just that rate was too low. I called him and said, "Hey man, we got to do better on this rate." He's like, "Unfortunately, it was a blue load. Blue means already booked Mercer, so they booked it at that rate." And I said, "Well, who the hell booked it for that low of a rate?" And he didn't really respond on that. I was like, "Well, better question is, why are we booking a load at that low of a rate? Leave that bitch white. Let us negotiate that shit before you decide to book it. All that's going to happen is you're going to have a load fail on Mercer because nobody's going to take it for that crap. Not that low, that particular load. There's not many of those types of loads that are booked like that, that low. So that's why they leave a lot of them white. Let us negotiate the price. White means it's still in what they call bid status. It means they have a load that we're interested in. We put a bid in with the broker, and then we're going back and forth with Mercer, and well, the broker's going back and forth with multiple companies and so forth. So, yeah, that was, they didn't like me. I could tell that the agent didn't care for talking to me because I call stupid when it's stupid. But, it happens. Whatever. But once it's locked in, once it's booked in, there's no negotiating on the rate. So that would have been cool. That's $1.40 a mile. That wasn't happening. That was before my deadhead. After my deadhead was like $1.19. I can't blame my deadhead on their rate. So I got to account for it in my decisions when I go to book loads, but I can't put my deadhead against that on their locking in of loods. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully tomorrow. I mean, I'm doing the math, doing the numbers. I got 3 hours to drive. If I drive all 3 of those, it's going to be 10 o'clock by the time I park. I am currently, right now, I took that Love's out of the trucker path so I can have legit numbers. Right now, I'm 480 miles away from delivery, which is 7 hours and 24 minutes, roughly. Now, I've got 3 hours exactly right now that I could drive. If I drove at 3 hours, I would be down to 4 hours and 23 minutes remaining to delivery. Now, if I drive at 3 hours, I am going off duty at 10 p.m. Now, mind you, I lost an hour because I was an hour behind when I wanted to leave this morning. That's not really that big of a deal. That doesn't really cost much. But I'm also losing an hour because I'm going to the East Coast time here in just a few minutes. Once I cross the state line in Georgia, which I am 5 miles away from. So, but if I use these 3 hours and I park at 10, my 10's not up till 8 a.m. That puts you 4 hours before the window. Now, I'd be okay on delivery. It wouldn't be no big deal being 20 minutes or so. I know I said that hour this morning I was behind. Don't really make it. It all adds up. It is what it is, so it's not locked in. Come on now. Come on now, what are y'all doing over here? Can't be doing that. Cannot be doing that. Not 62 mile an hour in the middle lane, bro. I mean, you might be 78,000 pounds, 79,000 pounds. But you're a Volvo, bro. Don't you got some hums in there? Some hoses? Some hoses? Buddha. But rather eventful so far. We're 54 miles away from Atlanta. Hopefully the eventfulness continues to be 0. We shall see. Let me get past this box truck and get back over the middle. And eventually get back to my right-hand lane where I want to be. I want to be in my home lane, damn it. But we got a dually FedEx beside of me. And we got a trucker up here. How fast are you going? I'm gaining on you, so I guess I'll stay right here until I pass you. Yeah, would you have turned down that $6,400 load? 7 days, 10,000 pounds, 12 stops. Going to Oregon. I bet a lot of you wouldn't, and you'd just be like, screw it, I'll figure it out when I get out. And yeah, and you know what, I was talking to my buddy afterwards as well, and we were talking, it's like, a load like that, you need to treat it like Florida. Take whatever it is you get you there, then add that together with whatever it is that gets you out. Put those numbers together and put your mileage and all that shit. Figure out whatever that overall number is, and you determine whether it was worth it for you or not. So maybe I would have found something out of there that wasn't 80,000 pounds for a decent rate. I mean, I say decent, but maybe $150, $140, and not having to go 3,000 miles with that. I mean, but even that, so 64, let's say if I did that 3,000 miles, that'd be 45 and 64, or 6, let's say 10 grand. 10 grand in 2 weeks, in about 14 days, 12 to 14 days. And that's not a bad gross number, really. But, of course, we want better. I don't know. Just a thought. Figured I'd talk to you about it. And we're going to see how far we get. I don't know. The numbers are mathing to where it's going to be tight. But it can be adjusted if need be. Which I'm trying not to have it adjusted. That's the only problem. I want to stick to the noon time. I don't want to have to have them push it back an hour, which is totally fine because they said it'd be fine if I needed it to happen. But we'll see. All right, we're at the 285. Coming off 20. At least this part merging on the 285 is not bad. And down there it looks like it's moving pretty good. I'm just mind fucked about Atlanta, man. Every time I know my route's coming through here, I know it's going to screw me, or I'm just like scared to death of Atlanta. I don't know why. It's just in my mind. Yeah, I'm just like mind screwed over just having the thought of Atlanta in my head. But it looks good. Except for this road right here on the on-ramp, because there's all this construction going on in the area. And it's now 7:48 in the PM Eastern Time, which is correct. We crossed over into, right after our last clip, I passed a sign that says entering Eastern Time Zone. And before my tablet updated, my truck's always on Eastern Time Zone because, you know, that's where home started. But it took about 15 miles or so before my tablet updated automatically. But we are on 285. It looks good, at least right now. I don't see any warnings ahead. Usually Trucker Path will give you about a 30-mile window of warnings ahead and all that stuff, but we got 21 miles before we get to the thingamabobber, which will be, yeah, hit 85. Now we're currently 421 miles away from delivery, which is 6.5 hours. Let me get over another one here. This is Petro right there. So if I stopped right now at 750. See, I don't want to risk this in the morning. That's why I wanted to get past Atlanta today, because I know morning traffic is going to suck. 100%. 100 gazillion%. And if this stays this light, then this won't be a problem at all. How much time I got left? Let me get my split screen up here. Split. And my clock. I've got 2 hours and 9 minutes left on my clock. How long will it take me to do 4.5 hours? Or 420 miles? If I do the math the way it's supposed to be, 60 mile an hour, it'd be 7 hours. No. I'm not using that math. If I use 70, it would take 6 hours. And if I stopped right now, 8 o'clock, I'd be back on duty at 6. I could be there right at 6 hours. Again, I'm trying to avoid having to push the appointment time back an hour or two, which, like I said, it's no problem, but I just got to let them know. I wouldn't have lost that hour this morning, too. I didn't have to finish up the YouTube video. So that's where a lot of my time goes to in the evenings, which takes away from my wanting to lay down sleep time. You gotta remember, guys, I do this shit for y'all. I do it for me, because I enjoy it. But that's where some of my I don't just drive a truck. I do YouTube shit, too. So that's 2 to 4 hours of my night every single night after I'm done. After I park. So, and you even know, you've heard me tell you, there's some nights to where I'm like, listen, I just don't have time. I'm not gonna be video tomorrow. Or you find out the day of, it wasn't a video because I just had to. I laid the hell down, went to sleep, didn't have time to do it. And I sure the hell ain't got time to do all that stuff in the morning. And why does it take so long? Well, first, I got to transfer all the files. That takes about 30 minutes, depending on how much footage I've recorded for the day. And then, depending on how long the video is, however long, if it's a 30-minute video, there's 30 minutes there of me watching it. I've got to go through it and make sure all of that shit's done right and make sure I don't want to cut anything out and so forth, which I usually don't have to do a lot of that stuff because I don't really say what I don't mean. So, I mean, there's a couple times, I know a segment that I recorded. I'm like, it's not a very good topic, so let's just go ahead and shut it out. That's not a problem. That's just one clip. But that's it. Whatever long the video is, it's that much. Let's add that time to the transfer time. So let's just say it's an hour. And then however long the video is, it takes about that long, roughly. Maybe even plus 50% to render it. That also determines, of course, if I use music audio files, and like when I do the road footage and all that shit, any other things I got to bring into the project. So that stuff takes more time too. So anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour just to render the video. So let's say that's 2 hours, and then all right, well, at that point I can just upload it or start the upload process and go to bed. So at least 2 hours, 30 on a 30-minute video, about 30 hours maybe. Yeah, let's just say at least 2 hours at the end of the day on a 30-minute video. But then again, that's not a concrete number either. Remember that. So that's not like a set in stone number. That's a variable. Uh-oh. I see a red mark, and I know exactly where it's at because it's 15 miles away, and I'm 15.6 miles away. 20 and 85 merger. The 20-85 merger is going to be a clusterfuck, which, yeah, that's kind of always that way. I say 20, yeah. 285, 85 merger is what I meant to say, not 20. Coming off 285, getting on 85. That's where the problem is going to be. Hey, it just disappeared off my screen. Maybe it's clearing up. I don't know. We're going to find out in 15 more miles. At least the sun's not in my rearview mirror no more. That's a good thing. Or I might just be blocked by the city and the trees, but whatever. Next time you see me, we'll be parked somewhere, and then we'll go ahead and close it out. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot all about y'all. I haven't closed out the vlog. I'm sitting here and chowing down on dinner. I'm at the Petro in, what is it, Kernersville? Where the hell am I at? It's, the Loves that I had in mind was full. We didn't even stop. I just went off what Trucker Pass said. We are at the Petro in Carnesville, Georgia. It's the one that's right across the street from Landstar. Oh, well, it's 9:44. We stopped. We had 22 minutes left. I did its personal best today. I did 689 miles. Had load up. 44 minutes left on my drive clock. Actually, I got 2 more hours on my shift if I wanted to take a full break. No. I couldn't. Never mind. 44 minutes on my drive clock. That's all I have. So, we can't go back on duty till 7:20 in the morning. If we get it right out at the end, we should be there right at noon. That's the idea. We'll see. But what I get for dinner, I got pork chops, I got mashed potatoes, I got mac and cheese, and I got a vegetable medley. I had broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. I thought it was just broccoli, but I saw in the pot when I said throw broccoli in there too, and I had to use the restroom. By the time I came back and I paid for all of it, and I get here in the truck and I open it, it's a medley. Whatever, it's fine. These pork chops are phenomenal. Very good job. She said, technically I'm closed, so all I got is pork chops. I'm like, where are they at? Well, they're in the oven. I'm like, perfect. And she fed us anyway, so. Anyhow, that's it for tonight. I got to edit this video, and I got to lay down and eat and lay down. Get up in the morning. So thanks for riding with me today, guys. All the support, really appreciate it. That's it. I ain't going to let you watch me eat. I'm going to scarf this down because it's so good. Have a good night, y'all. I will see you tomorrow.